Mhm. Yeah, hello. You have to copy the file.
Find the search feature by searching the file icon. Very good.
Shortcut. Hटा.
Right. Apologies for the technical issues. Good morning. Morning to the jury and all of you seated here. I would like to start off with saying that this is a concept idea, and I would be talking about if I could design a school. The name chosen there, I put in my name, is the Alexander Academy for Sports, Learning and Education. In short, CASP. Now, the image is chosen also, we have sports. We want to ensure that learning is fun and education is meant to secure a future. This is kind of the logo that we're looking at. What you want to see is first, looking at the colors, is green is for sports. A sports field, you have the grass, green. You have education. Education is the foundation or the soil that is underneath that sports field. And learning is the entire process that covers the sky, you want to call it. Right? So these are the three features that this sports academy, in terms of education, is going to have. Now, looking at these three individuals, titled it The Lost Boys, one including myself, all three of them are cricketers. Can any one of you identify the person in the middle? Okay. He opened the batting with India, for India, with Sachin Tendulkar, Vinod Kambli. All of these people have one thing in common: they are all former cricketers at various levels, including myself. Why I put this up was because each of them had to forego their sport or their education for one reason or the other. I will come to that in a little while. The vision of the academy that I have is to empower and secure India's future via sports, education and learning. This is critical because we have a lot of students who are coming out of schools who are educated, but the power of sports that it holds to learn and to teach and to educate is very less known to a lot. We'll be looking at the mission. It's a little four-pronged attack that I have here. One is make sports part of the learning process and not an afterthought. We have a lot of after-school programs where sports are put into place. Students are asked to come out and play for an hour. That is not going to be how this is going to work. Again, to not sacrifice sports for education or education for sports. The three pictures that I've shown previously, people had to do just that. Third is to raise up talented sports people and create mature leaders. It's not just about creating sports people. We want to create mature leaders for the future and to build a healthy and young, vibrant India. The focus for the academy will be healthy and educated children. We have a lot of kids nowadays who are doing this, on the iPads, on the iPhones, on the smartphones. They're always on there. We want to develop sporting talent. Go beyond cricket. Go beyond hockey. Uplift sporting talent from less privileged families. They don't have opportunities to come out and play. They don't have shoes even to wear. Develop maturity. Strong character to be built, not go beyond the talent. Looking at sports, the concept would revolve around combining learning with fun and sports. Basically, you don't want them to be seated in the classroom the entire day. Who knew that lessons like trigonometry could be taught on a tennis court? The trajectory of the ball hitting the court and going up, they can be taught about the sine theta, cos theta and tan theta angles. Teaching important lessons between sports in a gaming session, on a playground. You have slides which are cylindrical in shape, or moving down in a straight pattern, or in a spiral. You can teach them geometry lessons. Learning, on the field values. It's important that they learn about teamwork, humility, competitiveness, and respect for our authority. Off the field, we'll be teaching them about courteousness, honesty, work ethic, and humane nature, kindness, and responsibility. these are all important factors because we want to go beyond education. Anybody can come out of school, finishing up a 12th standard and getting out. That's not what we're looking at. These values, if inculcated, combines the learning process and completes the process. Education, yes, it has to comply with the system that's already existing in place. We are looking at CBSE and ICSE and state board systems. This will be a merger of the sports and along with one of these systems. Teachers will be taught in a way how they can teach these children how to utilize sports to learn important lessons, and there will be teaching and engagement modules for professors. Now, we'll be looking at the classrooms. I want the classrooms to be customized. Students should not be sitting at blank metal or wood benches. I would go as far as saying, having the image of a sports field on there, or their favorite sports icon. Somebody has spoke about Sachin Tendulkar, have an impression on the desk. The classroom should have inspirational quotes about sports. The open classroom, outdoor classroom, these are all concepts that Western countries are following, but in India, space is at a premiere, but this academy will look to thrive and to pursue that reality. The learning system that I have in mind for this is the Healthy Learning Program, the Premier, and the Uplift Program. These three will combine together to form what the academy provides in terms of how students can be educated. I'll touch upon each one moving forward. The Healthy Learning Program basically will be to cover for students who are just looking at an education from the kindergarten to a 12th standard level. Now, the school setup will be focused on a fun learning and a physical learning environment. It will also encourage physical activity and learning, and students will also be monitored to move into the Premier Program. And this will be based on talent. Now, if they're exceptionally talented in sports, we want them to be given special focus and attention. The physical activity we are emphasizing on was from earlier, I was talking about, we don't want them to be lazy and lethargic. There used to be times when you could see kids playing on sports fields. We want to bring that back. The Premier Program caters to upmarket clients. Now, to build the infrastructure of such a large academy and to maintain, we have people who want their kids. Like you have Abhinav Bindra, whose father was exceptionally from an affluent family, and he built a shooting range for his son right in his house. He'll be targeting people like this who will have access to foreign coaches and training methodologies, and who will compete against students from the Uplift Program, which is we'll be drawing up boys and girls from the lower echelons of society. We have the villages and we have the tier 2, tier 3 cities where you have students who are exceptionally good at whatever sport it may be, but they don't have the opportunity to come up, rise and do better. The main focus here will be to make sure that the students who are in a Premier group link up, share classrooms, share the learning experience, and share the sports field with the students who are in the Uplift Program. This is essential so that they can learn what it is to come through hardships. Both parties can learn. Parental guidance. Sports fanatic parents are
I'll take it later.
too much
Thank you.
in this country. We have people, exceptionally sporting talent, and their parents drive them to a point where they're physically unable to do so. They're advising them to stay, grounded and make sure that they understand that reality what their child is going through. Assessing in their progress, in class, make sure that they are educated, they're staying in class and doing what they can best. The dark side of this sports industry is they're prone to injuries and non-performance. After a certain point, the body starts giving up. The academy will ensure that we train students in a manner that it is not just we'll be using them for their talent, as many athletes are lost every year to this. Improper training techniques and the psychological strength is a huge aspect that I look to incorporate into the learning process. Now, looking at Ictact, I'm looking at the tagline that Ictact has, and it's innovative. This idea is an innovative idea, and I believe as a service concept, it is exceptional in that it will look to provide this model as a startup model and then move on to go and make it a franchise model not only in Tamil Nadu but across India as well. So the innovativeness kicks in there. Next, we're looking at collaboration. It is a collaboration between three areas. We're looking at sports, we're looking at learning, and we're looking at education. In whole, covering all the aspects that make a person who he is. Sports is essential, regardless of whether you play it on a weekend basis or whether you want to pursue it professionally. It teaches you a lot of lessons. It has taught me about hard work. It has taught me about pushing yourself to the limit and going that extra mile where you can reach new abilities. And education, of course. Nothing can be done without focusing on education. The foundation has to be laid for that. The next point would be to educate. Focusing on education of young minds is essential. We have many sports people today who are great at sports but are not educated. And they don't have the wherewithal, say if they go through an injury or if they are no longer capable of performing post-retirement, they don't have something to fall back on, a degree, not even a school diploma to continue and make into a business or any kind of venture they want to move forward. The future for Tassel Academy would, from concept to reality, this is the plan, and I haven't made up these facts yet. Currently, I am in the stage of discussing this concept with owners of 2 sports academies right here in Coimbatore and 2 former Tamil Nadu and Kerala athletes. One a cricketer who has represented Tamil Nadu for under 19 and another an athlete. The aim would be to generate investor funding for this project, the initial seed amount, and then in 2020 to launch the first Tassel Academy. I would like to thank the jury members for hearing me out, and all of you too. Thank you very much.